Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our Facebook ad series. If you remember in my last video that I trained on, I shared with you the only three videos you should be focused on right out of the gate if you're a brick and mortar business. Well, today we're diving into the exciting part, putting all the pieces together, taking those three videos and actually creating an ad with those three videos. And so I'm going to do a full walkthrough on what I do when I'm uploading these, when I'm putting the actual content to these videos. So if you're ready to take your ads to the next level, let's go ahead and get started then.
Welcome to Content Creators Connect. Here we are all about encouraging the three C's: connecting with others via video, content development that builds your personal brand, and creators sharing their experiences despite their distance.
My friends, let me ask you, have you ever encountered an ad on Facebook or even on Google, most likely on Facebook, the way they come at you? Have you ever came across an ad that then made you want to check out that store in your local area? Kevin, I'll ask you that first.
Well, honestly, not many ads catch my eyes these days. If it's a good picture or a video, it may capture my attention for a little bit, but to see what it's talking about. But unfortunately, not too many ads really persuade me to go visit a local brick and mortar store. If I'm looking for a goods or service, though, I do my own research on it and don't really rely on ads. But hey, it may plant the seed into something that I may be looking for. So, what about you, Dory?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I often skip ads. It, but it's not because I don't think ads are important. I think it's mostly because my time on socials is not really for just like scrolling. It's more for functionality or I'm getting on for a specific purpose. Um, I have on occasion though seen ads that really do spark something. And usually it's something with the visual that makes me pause, even if it's just for a brief second. So obviously, if it's making me pause, the ad is doing its job. So I'm really interested to hear how not just brick and mortar, but businesses, online coaching, things like that. I'm really interested to hear how ads play a huge role in actually getting people to your doorstep, the physical or the virtual one. So, if ads and other information that we offer here at C3 is the type of content that you would like to see more of, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get notified whenever we go live.
Okay, here we are in Campaign Manager on Facebook. Okay, we're creating a new campaign. That's going to be a big deal for you. And now you're probably wondering, well, which one I want to do? Well, if you're following this training, we're going to be focused on engagement. Okay, if you notice with engagement, shares right there, get more messages, purchases through messaging, video views, which is 3 videos that we're about to post. You want to get some post engagement, page likes, or event responses. This is a great way to do that. All right, so here we go. As we're putting on there, okay, you get really right out of the gate. Choose a campaign setup. You can have Facebook tailor the messages for you basically, and they're going to do some of the lifting for you, or you can do manual engagement campaigning. In this case, we're going to control what we do. This is how you can have full control over what you do instead of what they would want you to do. Okay, so boom, we're starting it right there. All right, now we have it up. Okay, so with this, we want to give it a campaign name. Don't just leave it there. Have something to do with it. So in this particular case, I like to put my initials as I'm the one that created the ad. I like to put cold because at the very beginning, we're just trying to collect data. We're trying to warm them up. We're getting them to know who we are, that we even exist. And so I find that to be an important aspect to it, as well as you're thinking like, okay, like what should I be naming this stuff? Well, if you're naming it anything, this is a great way to start. Now, in this particular case, I'm going to put cold for, we're trying to get cold traffic. As you can see, I've used stuff like this before. St. Charles is the location that we're focused on. St. Charles. Okay. St. Charles, Mo. And then we're going to put main. I forgot how to use that button in this on the Mac. But we're going to put main content. All right. So boom. Now that is started. Special ad categories, you don't have to worry about that. In this particular case, we are brick and mortar, but if you're a real estate agent and you're selling homes, you have to put special ad categories. As you can tell, this is to the if your ad is related to credit, any type of credit, any type of employment, housing, social issues, elections, or politics, and so that's where you would have to categorize what your purpose is, okay? And so when you're doing that though, most of the time you're not going to have to worry about that simply unless you're in those avenues. And if you're not in those avenues, then guess what? You don't have to worry about it. All right, so we're moving on. Next order of business. All right. So this all again, our focus is around the video that we're putting, right? So we know our location is St. Charles, Missouri, as I've already shared that with you guys. And we're going to do, am I forgetting what button that is? Control? I don't know. Nope, that's still not it. Nope, that's still not it. All right, I forgot how to do it, but I'll come back to it. All right, so we know it's in St. Charles, Missouri. And what is the video that you are sharing? I'm using a dash. I'm trying to get that straight line, but I'm forgetting how to do that right now. Okay, so what is this particular content? In this case, we're going to talk about what to expect. So we'll use the video, what to expect, right? And so that's the piece of content that I'm going to be putting up in reference to what to expect when they're doing business with us. Okay, now the conversion, it might default to messaging apps. You don't want to keep the messaging apps. You want to do on your ad. Video view stays there, maximize through plays, that's great. Now make sure you change this to $5 a day. That's my recommendation. And just to kind of hammer down real quick, if you give a big budget, guess what Facebook is going to do? They're going to try to squeeze as much in there and see what sticks. But if you give them like a $5 a day budget, they're going to be more selective. They're going to try to give you as much value as possible so you continue to do ads with them again. All right, so that's key. Now, depending on when you start your ad, if it takes you a while, you want that changed. We'll just say 1 p.m. All right, and then so it'll start a little later. Okay, all right. So now you got the on your ad. You don't have to worry about dynamic creative. That's your budget, $5 a day. Now I don't set an end date. I just want to keep following and tracking. You see this budget scheduling? Don't worry about that either. So don't worry about end date. Don't worry about budget scheduling. Now you got your audience control here. Now if you have some saved audiences already, you can go to them and use those. All right, so that's always something that you can control, and you can see where it's telling you, well, if you want to see audience controls, click there and it'll take you there. Now, I'm not trying to target the whole United States, so that's a key thing. Be careful there, because I've made the mistake of targeting Texas or targeting United States because I forgot to change it. Stuff's going to happen. And then boom, all of a sudden we have people from Texas applying for jobs. It's like, no, this is local people. And so St. Charles, Missouri, as you notice, I changed it to 10-mile radius. I'm not trying to get way out of the way, but the outskirts of St. Charles I would definitely want. And you can see what it's highlighted. These are places that we do service. Maryland Heights, O'Fallon, Florissant, we do service over there, so no problem that it's keyed that in for us. Okay, so those are key things to help you with that. All right, so as you're going through here, you're also going to have the option of putting in audience if you want your audience to be a little deeper. Now I can tell you from a cleaning standpoint, 18-year-olds are most likely not going to be hiring cleaning companies, right? Unless it's like a gift, which is not going to be happening all the time. Okay, and so I can change that, no problem. But again, what is my goal? My goal is to I'm trying to collect data. I want to see who's going to pay attention to these videos, okay? And now, if you want to get a little more detailed, yes, you can. If I wanted to hit, house cleaning, I don't know if that will come up. House cleaner, yeah. So I can do that if someone's looking for a house cleaner, or they're looking for employees or housekeeping. I can definitely add these. But again, remember, what's my focus? If they click on the video, I already have a banner, and I'll show you that banner here in a second as I pull it up. But I already have a banner that kind of speaks to what it is, why they should even click on there. All right, so that's key in there. Now, the placement stuff you don't really have to worry about. That's not going to be too big of a deal for us, the audience advantage. Now, this part you will. All right, so I almost said something wrong on there. Good thing I clicked on it. But the manual placements, all right, if you put manual placements, I want to be more in control of where it's at, all right, and my main focus that I want is that it's on feeds, all right. So I'm not really looking for all the other stuff. I really just want it to be on feeds. Inside of On feeds, as they're scrolling, they see this stuff because I want the banner to grab its attention. So always mess around with this. Generally, I don't know why it's not giving me more options, but just the feeds is just great. So when I click down on here, you can see all the feeds, all right? So feed, Facebook Marketplace, I don't really need that. Facebook video feeds, yep. I don't really need an Instagram home. I don't need those. I don't need that. I just want feeds. I just want it to pop up on feeds. Okay. And again, I'm trying to keep this simple for you as well. So I don't want to get more deeper than I really need to get. But we just want it to be on the feeds to make it simple. All right. And then boom, moving on to next. All right. Now again, St. Charles, Missouri. And we don't even have to worry about it in this particular case. But what was our focus? It's the what to expect video. All right. And so this is the video that I'm using. Again, remember the three things we talked about: the brand story, what to expect, and the gap. All right. So this is the what to expect video. All right. And if you have YouTube, if you have Facebook and Instagram, then you're going to want to use it. Okay, you're going to create an ad. That's your whole thing there. All right. And then you have your ad creative. Now, okay, now the video is actually already there, so we're going to go ahead and use it. All right, because I kind of uploaded it so that we don't get caught up on a bunch of training. Now, let's upload it, because why isn't it just doing that? All right, let's see. It's over here. There we go. All right, so it's uploading, and now this is key. If I click next and I'm trying to trim it, I'm trying to crop it, I'm trying to do something, I don't want to do that. All right, I already did that. I'm going to cancel it, but it's processing up to it's processing, as you can see. All right, now I want to change my text. What is my primary text? Okay, in this particular case, it's like, hey, what to expect when you're doing business with us, right? Eads Co-Cleaning. Let's see. We're adding content to it. Eads Co-Cleaning is a residential cleaning company focused on let's see, I'm thinking here. Now, with AI, obviously you can see I'm starting to get some stuff there, but I don't really want to use those. Now with AI, obviously you can go to ChatGPT if you need a little more ideas, which is no problem. Right now I'm just going to wing it. Focused on giving you back your time and freedom doing what you love to do most. All right. People are hiring cleaning companies anymore because they're hiring third-party cleaning companies because, number one, they're too busy with family, they have too much time, they're working too much, and this is becoming more and more of a thing, right? And so again, I don't need to write a book. Just short and sweet and to the point. That's where it's a key thing as you're thinking about these different things, right? All right, so it's key that you're keeping it simple. Now, add a destination. Now, for some, I would say, like, hey, if you're a brick and mortar, add a link. If you're a coach and you're trying to book appointments, I would not recommend that. That's just kind of my take on it. But I want them to go to eatscocleaning.com. All right. So I am going to add that there because I want them to do that. All right. It's saying I didn't add instant experience. Okay. Has moved. Oh, I'm getting rid of that. That's why I'm getting that. We want to get rid of that multi-advertiser ads. We don't have to worry about that. I wouldn't worry about that right now. Again, keeping it simple. All right. It's for some reason it's still telling me I don't want to add the instant experience. All right. Write a short headline. Okay. I can easily throw something in there, right? Where did that go though? Where did that populate? Add a destination. Oh, okay. I'm adding a second one. There we go. See, and it helps you do some of the heavy lifting. All right. What? Oh, I haven't gotten there. That's why it's telling me that. All right. Send people to your website. This is where I want to send people. All right. So, www.eatscocleaning.com. All right. Good to go there. Okay. Let me go back because obviously I was jumping around a little bit. All right. Let's go see that there. Eats Co Cleaning description. Don't really need that. Okay, I guess I will. Learn more is good. All right. All right. So, I think that's pretty good. Now, website events, if you have a pixel set up, we currently just redid our website, so I haven't added the new pixel yet, but we will be using that. And if you have a pixel on your website, you can track it and you can target people who have been to your website. So I think that is always a great thing. Okay, boom. That is ad number one. It's publishing, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to add the other two in much faster time and not having to worry about all of those little things, okay? So now we got one video going, all right? We got one published campaign. So they were published. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue and we're going to make it easy and add those other two videos, right? We got the gap we still need to put up. We got the brand story. All right. So we're going to duplicate this. What we already did, we're going to duplicate it with the focus of we don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. We don't want to have to start all over. We don't want to have to go ahead and put all the data stuff in. Once we duplicate it, and we're just creating around these three videos, right? So once we create that process, then guess what? Makes it a lot easier for for the copying, for the next part of it. And so once that's done, great. Now we're going to make a copy. We're going to duplicate this. All right. Now, what do we want to duplicate? Well, we want to duplicate the original campaign because we're going to basically do the same thing, except we're going to change some of the content. So everything's already the same. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Everything is the same. What we got to change though is we already did what to expect. Now we're going to talk about the gap. All right. The gap, this is what separates us from our competition. Okay? And so what else might you think we might have to change? Well, we got to get rid of that media because now we need to use a different video. All right? So let's go to the gap. The gap is going to be the other video that I did with her. Okay, excellent. Again, we don't want to click next because then we're asking it to trim and do these things that we're not doing that stuff. So we change the video, but guess what? We also have to change the primary text. All right. Hey, St. Charles, have you heard of Eats Co cleaning and what separates? That seems like it's spelled wrong. I'll have to check that. Separates them from other cleaning companies. Not all cleaning companies are built the same. All right, there we go. Again, you can use AI to help you generate some of that stuff. I mean, I can put a few different primary text and, no problem there, right? And so that's where we got to make sure that, what is our purpose, who we're targeting. And again, that's really it, right? That's literally it. I changed the text, I changed the video, and guess what, my friends? We're ready to move on to the next one, all right? And we still want the URL. Okay, now we're publishing that one. Let it publish. Okay, excellent. See, now we already got 2 videos published. Pretty quick, wouldn't you say? And so as you're thinking about more of this, it's like, okay, it doesn't have to be challenging, but you have to start somewhere. And that's always the hiccup. It's like, okay, you're thinking about doing things, but hey, let's keep it simple, right? So now, what are we going to do? Same thing we did already. We're going to duplicate it for the 3rd video, keep it original. All right, we're going to change the name so that we can be consistent. I think I already forgot to do that on one of these. And then this one is going to be, the second one was the gap. I need to go back and change that. But this one's going to be the brand story, right? About us. What makes us different? Why did we dive into, not necessarily what makes us different, that was part of the gap, but why did we get into this business? So we're going to explain to people why we did what we did when we became part of it. So all of this stuff, guess what? It stays the same. And so with that, it's like, okay, now we need to go and change the actual video, right? And then add a new piece of video. All right. Let's see where you at. The only one that actually put a name to it. Great job. And there we go. About us. All right. Our brand story. Again, just cancel. Don't click next. Now, why did a systems engineer start a cleaning business, right? Pretty simple question. Help grab attention, all right? Now, I changed that name up there, didn't I? This is the gap. One of these I did mess up on the name. But look, my friends, that's really it. We're changing the primary text. We want it to be cohesive with our message. So whatever the video is talking about, make sure it's congruent with your primary text. Because in this video, she's talking about her husband who used to work for Boeing and he stopped working and he went out and started his own cleaning business. They were part of a franchise and now we are a franchisor franchising. And so with that also being said, now he has multiple sides of it. So first he starts as a system engineer, starts a cleaning business, and obviously he's an entrepreneurial minded person, right? But now we get to know more about them and why they started this business. And so just like that, then boom. Now we have 3 videos published, all right? And of course, there's still, Facebook is going to look at the ads and check them out, make sure it's all, up to their standards, and that's how it normally goes. My friends, it's that simple. All right, I just walked you through it and how to do it. Now, as you can see with the videos, all right, you see there's a banner up there. I personally used Canva to create the banner and put the words up there, and then I took it into CapCut. Just go to capcut.com and I added the words there that are as she's talking, they're captioning, right? They're captioned words. They're showing up there. And so with that, truth is, with CapCut, you can also add the banner. You can do that all within CapCut. I know a lot of people use CapCut. All right. So just like that, 3 videos are processed and ready to go. Now, obviously, as you can see, I have 2 that says the gap. So I am going to go back and change the word. This one was supposed to be, I'll have to look back, but I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. But that, again, not the end of the world. But for organization purposes, so that you know, if you're doing this for yourself, then, it's not, you still want to know what your ad is going to be about. So let's see what Kevin and Dory thought about this training. I know they don't use Facebook ads too much, but my gosh, maybe this will inspire them. Let's dive over there and see what they say. My friends, now that we see how simple it is to place these 3 ads, like 1, 2, 3, what are your thoughts for the local brick and mortar business itself? Kevin, we'll start with you again.
Once again, great content, Manny. I really like how you're able to target an audience to a very granular level. You're talking about going to a specific community as opposed to across the US, for instance. You're going down to that brick and mortar's target audience, which is somebody local. So you're able to get down to that granular level, which I really liked. And with the training you provided, you really showed how you can control many aspects of the ads as well. And I like being in control of stuff like that. And then once you find a template for a good ad, being able to duplicate it so you don't need to recreate it from scratch every single time. That is such a time saver. Absolutely love that. But I did have a couple of questions for you. You were mentioning about the payment for the ad. Is that price points per video or per campaign? As in the training that you were putting together, 3 videos sort of as part of a campaign. So would that be $5 for each video or $5 for the campaign?
Great question, Kevin. $5 each video. So if you do have 3 videos running at $5 a day, you're technically going to be looking at $15 a day for each of those videos, not $5 for the whole campaign that you're running itself, but $5 a day for each video. Now, there's going to be and we'll do this training down the road where it's like a cost conversion. Like, okay, can I get this down on a per conversion basis? Like, we want to get this thing down to 5 cents, each. And so it
Mm.
takes a little time. So over time, you're still going to create videos and you're going to, ooh, this one's not performing very well. Let's delete it and get another video going, or stop the ad and get another video in its place, because you want to get that cost conversion down as low as you possibly can. It's called like a cost converter or something like that. So that's a great question, but it's $5 each video.
Okay, and another question that popped up for me is the frequency of running these ads to be effective. Would you suggest doing it once or twice a week, or leading up to an event or a show or something that's coming up? I'm just kind of curious about what kind of timing that you would use with these ads.
Another great question. Well, truth is, it's all going to depend on your budget. If you can run ads every day, all month long, and it fits in your budget, great. Because obviously you want it to be budget friendly. And one of the reasons, as I shared in the video, if you just put it at $5 a day, Facebook is going to do their best to give you as much value within that $5 range. If you throw in and you're like, okay, I'll throw in $1,000 this month, and you don't really have a good strategy, guess what? Facebook, they're going to throw as much as it can at you and see what sticks. You'd rather them work hard for your money. Get it? Have them work hard for your money. And so as you're doing that, it doesn't matter how many times you post. It really comes down to your budget. If you do have an event coming up, absolutely. If you have a webinar that you're wanting to promote, absolutely. Timing is everything too. The fall is around the corner, right? And so if you're a service company that business picks up a little more in the fall, you're going to start targeting to get them ready for whatever service that you offer. If it is an event and you want to get people at your event, absolutely start promoting that event a few weeks before then. Same thing with a webinar. You're having a big webinar, start collecting those emails for people who want to attend that webinar. So if it's relevant to what you're promoting, but if you're just talking about, like in this case, where we're a service company and we want to always be in front of people, yes, we would run ads all month long. Is it the one ad running for a whole month? No. Sometimes we're changing things. Now, if it's an ad that's doing very well, like one of our videos is doing extremely well, we continue to let that one run because it's not costing us an arm and a leg. And guess what? We're still staying in front of people, which is very, very huge. So, great question. I hope I answered that question.
No, absolutely. Great content once again, Manny. So
Thank
I
you, Kevin.
definitely am considering doing some ads for some of the things that I'm involved with, just so I can get, like you said, get in front of the eyes of your local community. So that is awesome stuff. And I'm really curious to hear what Dory has to say about the content today.
Well, it's funny because it's so odd how we always tend to pinpoint the same things out of each other's presentations. But I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is the idea that you can use ads at a low daily budget. Like, I loved that you said make Facebook work for the money that you're investing. And I always thought, like, well, I mean, I always thought ads were just to sell something. But the fact that you are focusing on these ads to generate engagement and eyeballs, and that allows you to really test the waters to see what kind of audience is really truly interested in your content and what you bring to the table. And then once your audience is established, then you can invest more money, more ads, more targeted campaigns that really speak to just those people. So that was a real big aha light bulb moment for me.
That's
I
awesome.
also I really appreciated how you broke down those three most important types of engagement style videos to add. And it really does make sense when you're trying to find new clients or audience members. Who am I with the brand story video? What services do I offer with the what to expect? And then this is sometimes, I think, the most important piece of the puzzle. What makes me different than anyone else with what you called the gap video? So I just want to say, absolutely amazing content, Manny. Thank you for making something, let's call it intimidating in my mind, a little bit easier to understand and digest, and honestly, a lot less complicated than I really thought it was. So kudos to you. I really love it. And I can't wait to see what is next in the ads series from Manny. But with that being said,
If you're enjoying content like this and are finding it useful, we would absolutely love if you'd like and subscribe. Sharing our content is also a great way to spread the love. Visit our information or visit our website for information on all the ways you can connect with us at linktree content creators connect. We are on YouTube and Facebook.
and we would again love it if you would drop down into the comments. Let us know what you're taking away value wise from this content we're putting out, and what kind of content do you want to see from us in the future. Until then, we urge you to identify and lean into your three C's. Start today creating unique content that builds connections and breaks down those barriers.
Thank you so much for joining us today as we're sharing with you a lot of these ads, trying to break this down easier for you to help you run these Facebook ads. Which also, I want to encourage you, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're trying to learn ads, because the next time I present, I'm going to be focused more on Facebook ads, and we're going to show you how to boost a Facebook post properly. But in the meantime, I want to kind of go back to the last video that I did around this in maximizing your brick and mortar reach. The top 3 content videos for Facebook ads that I placed today. Well, I want to take you back to the last time I went where we started this ad series. That way you can dive in and understanding those 3 types of videos. And throughout this whole thing, we're learning, right? And one of my mentors who taught me a lot of these Facebook ad stuff, Laura Portier, she's done some amazing stuff. And so when I implement and I share and I put it to use, then I then want to turn around and show you how I'm working these things with my clients, with my projects, with my partners. And so I urge you to make sure you hit that subscribe button, because as you've not if you've not been following our channel, my gosh, the last few weeks, what Dory has shared, what Kevin has shared, it is absolutely gold. Till next time, my friends, thank you for joining us today.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.